get more.
Yeah,
He was,
he should get 50. Yeah, the 50K is
cool. On the
cool.
safe side. Hold on, I'll pull it up just to be on the safe side.
Okay, I think he got 50K, and Jimmy Butler got 30, if I'm not mistaken.
He was the instigator. He definitely should be the one getting a harsher penalty. You know, but you know how the NBA is. The NBA usually go after the guy that's not the one who initiated the whole.
But you would even think though that like you would want to protect Jokic. He's your reigning MVP. So I mean, granted, he's not a face of the league or anything, but more people are gonna know Jokic than Morris. So don't make an example out of Jokic in this situation.
So Jokic was not fined. He was suspended 1 game without pay, which is technically the same thing because he's not getting paid. And Morris was fined $50K.
Yeah, Morris should have to hit that fine in at least 2 games.
It's absurd. Absolutely.
I mean, me personally, switch it. If you want to find Jokic $50K, that's cool. But Morris should be suspended without pay. I mean,
absolutely.
If we're gonna be honest, and on top of that, look, like, and Chris, you said how it could have went wrong. If he was a little lower, and he hit him with that point of his elbow on his rib, and we're talking maybe a broken rib. You see, I'm like, you feel me?
Morris isn't a small guy.
No, he's not. He's not, and it was forceful. And look, man, I'm putting it to you this way, man. And Sensei has been screaming this. Jonathan, you've heard her say this. She's been screaming this. That the Morris twins got this reputation from beating up one guy. I believe it was their mom's ex-boyfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
Outside of that, they're not really about it.
They're not really tough at all.
They not. I mean, if you want to say the gritty, sure. But here's my thing when it comes to like the NBA,
they're more dirty than anything.
They personify it. They personify tough.
But here's my thing, bro. Like, here's my thing. If you're not gonna fight, why pretend? Let's call it what it is. Why pretend? Like, it makes no sense at all for you to try to pretend to make the illusion.
Facade. People like the.
Here's the thing. You saw him flailing. You saw him on the floor, Chris. This man got up and was like this. Oh, look at his hand. Right. You're not bleeding. What are you doing, you idiot? Like, let's call it. Like, yeah. You feel me? Like, you look more. Excuse my friend.
He was being extra.
Look, y'all know the word I want to call him.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? Y'all already know, but that's what it make him look like. You feel me? Like, you know, you get. Listen, bro. Like, I said this before. Morris sent Jokic a package. Jokic returned it back plus shipping and handling. And I don't want to hear no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And look, again, me personally, if it was me, guess what? I would do the same. If I'm the NBA, I don't find him at all. Why would I find him? Or why would
you gotta find him?
I meant suspend. If you want to find him, fine. But why suspend him and give Morris the light punishment when he was the one who started it? And let's also put this in context. Let's put this in context now. Mofos have been messing with Jokic for the longest. There's this false narrative that European dudes are soft, and if you get physical with them, they don't know how to handle it. They tried to do the same thing with Luka, and Luka almost put pause, and that he put the fear in God in some dudes. Now they started moving on to Jokic. They get, oh yeah, let's bother him. It's sweet. We gonna be good. And I keep telling them, stop messing with these dudes from Serbia and those Middle Eastern dudes. Stop messing with them. I'm telling you, Jokic is quiet. Stop messing. You all know the jokes that when that quiet kid start talking, you better run. Stop messing with them, man. I'm telling you.
Look, listen here. There was a buildup, and dude finally snapped. He had enough, and you know he stood up for himself. I can't fault a man for standing up for himself.
I think they gave the right punishment to the wrong person. I think that the punishment should have been flipped.
Yeah, exactly. I said that earlier, and that's exactly how I feel. I feel like it should have. If you want to find Jokic and spend Morris, I'm good with that. But again, why are we going to sit here? And at the same time, they're not trying to vilify Jokic a little bit, talking about, yeah, he went in too hard. He didn't go hard enough. What? Like, look here, man. Look,
you vilified Jokic in this situation. You all saw the video. It was cut and dry. It was in front of your eyes. What happened? Morris was the one that set it off. He was the one that initiated this whole
talk to him, Jonathan.
Altercation, right? And you know, hey, finally now he's getting what was coming to him.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, and I'm explaining to you, Jonathan, why people are doing it. First and foremost,
he got punked because he punked somebody else.
Right, and here's the thing, and I was literally just about to say that. Morris all of a sudden is now trying to put this nice guy facade like, woe is me. Like, all of a sudden, that's this weird facade he's trying to pull up. Like, oh, yeah, I'm innocent. I don't know what happened. I feel bad. Like, no. First of all, you got put down, deservedly so. Listen, bro, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and ding, 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 you won the grand prize. So I don't want to hear nothing. That's one. And two, the thing is, a lot of people who are defending him, ironically, are Miami Heat fans. If you talk to any team outside of the Miami Heat teams, like anyone who's not a fan, Jokic, he defended himself. He did what he had to do. But it's the Miami Heat fans who are saying Jokic should have been the bigger person. Morris has this reputation, and my thing is, hold on. If you have that reputation, act on that reputation. Then don't all of a sudden when Jokic swings back, all of a sudden hit the deck talking about when. Like,
he has the reputation of a bully, and a bully got punked.
And that's the thing. You gotta understand something. He tries to bully people that he feel will get away with.
Exactly. Both of them.
Listen, he never, ever thought about doing that to a Boogie Cousins ever in his life, because he knew better. Because Boogie Cousins had the rep, like, yo, bro, mess with me if you want to. You feel me? I handle my business. And again, he won't mess with Draymond Green because Draymond low-key will kick him in the nuts. Let's forget, like, Draymond won't do that. Like, he will not mess with people who will do something back to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he likes to mess with guys like Tyler Hero, who will just be like, yo, come on, man, why you bothering me? Like, that's the type of dude he likes to mess with. Like a Gary Pritchard, that's who he wants to mess with. A CJ McCollum, who's just kind of like, yo, just leave me alone. I'm just trying to hoop. That's the type of dude he wants to mess with. And he thought Jokic was in that category. Look, man, I'm telling you, I said this before. I'm going to say it again, bro. He out here. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. I understand you play basketball, but you about to take the wrong shots. Leave a man alone. These dudes fight bears. That's how they train growing up. These guys is crazy. The guys we call here that are dogs are puppies over there.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Especially look at his brothers, man. You know his brothers got some bodies.
I'm telling you right now, Jokic has seen somebody die.
Oh, I'm pretty sure his brothers have, like, I know they got bodies. And
100%. But if you make a Twitter just to call a dude out and say, yo, what's popping? Look here, bro. I ain't touching you. Especially when them same dudes love pulling up to the arena. Come on, stop playing. Stop playing. Leave the man alone.
I'm going to say something real quick before I turn it over to Aaron. I just want to say this. It's funny to me that Jimmy Butler, and he's the leader of this team, right?
Talk to him, yup.
He walks to the bench, doesn't do nothing while he's on the court, but goes over to the bench, and all of a sudden he's acting as if he's this tough guy that's gonna beat up somebody. But why didn't you do that on the court?
That's exactly what Rudy Gobert just said today.
Walk off the court and act tough from the bench.
It's easy to be tough when you got 20 people in between you and the other guy.
Facts. It is true. Look, man, Rudy Gobert, he was a top tier, he was top tier bleep for what he did, right? But what he said afterwards, I know people don't want to give him credit because he was just out here looking soft. But if you take that away and just read his statement and what he said, he made legitimate points.
Oh yeah,
like because we understand something. Like, and here's the thing: like, y'all not really gonna fight. You feel me? Y'all not about that. Like, you feel me? Like, you guys don't want to. You feel me? You want to make the persona that you want to, but you really won't. Push comes to shove, you guys are gonna go there and hug each other. You feel me? You feel me? Like, I'm out here watching a soap opera, and these two guys are gonna start making out.
Bear hug.
Yeah, bro, that's what I mean. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, bro, what you want to do? What you want to do? Oh yeah, let's kiss." It's like, yo, fam, time out. I'm not watching a soap opera. I thought I was supposed to watch a fight. What's going on here? Make up your mind.
What was beef at first turned out to be a truce. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That way. Yeah, bro. So it's like to me, bro, it's like, bro, if y'all gonna, here's my thing. If you're gonna fight, if you're gonna be about it, don't go up to the dude. Don't get in his face, because that makes no sense whatsoever. Because you know what that tells me? that tells me you just not gonna fight. Because if I'm mad at you and I want to fight, I'm gonna get in your face close enough where I can smell what you had for dinner last night, and I'm gonna be in your face for 5 whole seconds, and I'm not gonna swing. That's manufactured. That's not real. And again, you don't have to. Again, my thing is, don't portray that you're a tough guy. Don't portray that you'll fight anybody. Because when push comes to shove, all of a sudden it's like, oh no, oh well, I don't want to. And half these dudes be like, oh well, I care about my check. You didn't care about the check when you was trying to fake it. So I don't want to hear nothing about that, bro. Like at this point, it's like a lot of this stuff, bro. I said it before and I'll say it again. From now on, the NBA should just fine dudes for even pretending to fight. Let's put it this way, bro. 100%. You feel me? If you gonna act like you want to fight, throw a punch. If you're not gonna throw a punch, stop wasting my time. I'm not here to watch you throw a punch because y'all fight like Russian Soul. Y'all fight like Stephen Hawking, bro. Y'all like half these dudes can't throw a legit punch. So I'm not here. If I want to watch a fight, I'm gonna go watch boxing or the UFC or Bellator or One or hell, I'll go back in time and watch some Pride. That's it.
It looks like something you'll see on Jerry Springer. For real.
Yeah, bro. Like have these dudes be throwing punches and going backwards. Right. Like, bro, like you going nowhere, bro. Like you feel me? So it's like stop faking it, just play ball. And if you want to act like you're a tough guy, don't punch. Don't do this fake thing that later talking about, oh bro, I'm just trying to protect myself. No, you're not, bro. No, you're not, bro. I'm telling you right now, Miami Heat fans, bro, y'all idiots. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Y'all idiots, because they're the only people defending this dude. And everybody else is saying, bro, this guy's an idiot. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I feel you, Pride, but we got to move on to Aaron here.
Hold on.
He's been awfully quiet. I think he's been waiting.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say
patiently for his turn. So
yeah. I was about to say.
I want to hear from Aaron on this. Aaron, what's your thoughts?
Look, all I can say is I think Morris thought he can pick on Jokic, but I think he can pick on Jokic if it's a basketball play, but that's not a basketball play. So I think if it was an actual street ball, that's not a play that will happen. I played in basketball leagues in the city where we playing, double bar rims, and this is like organized league. You do that kind of stuff, like people fighting and guns being drawn. So it's one of those things where Morris should have been suspended for at least 5 games because it's not a basketball play. They're trying to cut that out anyway. And I agree with you guys saying Jimmy Butler's a fake soft or a fake tough guy. Same with Morris. Miami Heat, they pretty much anytime I see them get into a brawl, I'm not believing none of them dudes. And that's it.
Yeah, bro. Especially I've been told these guys are dogs, and I'm like, bro, you got Kyle Lowry, you call him a pit bull? Settle down.
Them dudes, man, they a bunch of innocent, fake, wannabe gangsters. Okay, I'll just put it that way. We're gonna move on though. Now,
there was a question on this one, Jay.
There was a question. I can't see the question. Who had a question? Will there be a fight the next time they play each other? Nah. I think
no. Ain't no.
Did you see Jimmy G?
You want to know why? You want to know why I don't think there'll be a fight?
Explain, Pride, and then we're gonna move on.
This is why there won't be a fight. We all know Jimmy Butler ain't about it. We all know Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo. We all know Markieff Morris. We all know they ain't about it. They found out Jokic is about it.
And his brothers,
no
too.
way.
And his brothers.
Oh, man, you can't forget them dudes.
They might be in the stands for the next
game. Like I said, they created a Twitter account just for this.
And listen, there are videos of whenever Jokic gets in any type of like screaming match. Like he got into one with Jay Crowder, I think it was last year, the year before last, when like Jay Crowder was trying to like act tough, and Jokic was like, "What you trying to do?" And he was like, "Oh wait, we're friends." There's actually a video, and they actually backtraced it to that. It was that game. When his brothers found it, they were walking towards the court, and not a single soul. Security is watching them. Not a single soul had the guts to be like, let's stop him. And not a single soul said that. Each and every one of them was like. So it's like, ain't no way, no how. We already know they not about it. They not going. You feel me? They found out Jokic, and like you said, Jonathan, so is his brothers. So ain't no way they're gonna do that stuff. The only way they'll do it is if like we find out that they're really punks. When you see like a foul and then boom, they dip, like they run real quick where they ain't want the smoke. But until
I
then,
don't even think there's any real beef there between these two teams anymore. I think they're gonna just move on from it and they're just gonna play a basketball game next time these two teams meet. And remember, these two teams only meet twice a year. So they'll meet one more time because it's a East versus West.
Right.
And so they're not gonna see each other 4 times. And it's not like these two teams are rivals.
Right.
It just so happened that there was a confrontation between 2 players from each team. So, I mean, we see these type of things in the NBA. We're going to see plenty more fights in the NBA. I mean, it happens, and it's a long season. So we're going to see more of these incidents occur. And, I mean, this was just an isolated incident. It happened. Jokic stood up for himself. He, let it be known that, hey, I'm not gonna play around with any of you guys. If you guys are gonna come at me, I'm gonna respond, and it's not gonna be nice, and I feel him. He was tired of getting punked, getting pushed around, and at some point you have to really put your foot down and really show the world what you're about and who you are. And I think Jokic made that really, really clear. But now we're going to move on, fellas. We're going to talk about Carmelo Anthony because Carmelo Anthony, as you know right now, he is the Lakers. Okay? There's no denying that. The Lakers wouldn't be where they are without Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is having a resurgent year with the Lakers. I know it's still early. It's a small sample size. Is it sustainable? That's a question for another day. Sustainability is huge in the NBA, especially for a player like Carmelo Anthony, because we all know his medical report and that he has not been able to stay healthy in recent memory. But the question I'm going to ask both of you guys, and I'm going to start off with Chris first on this one, is Carmelo Anthony the 6th man of the year, or is it too early?
I mean, of course it's early right now, but if the season ended today, yeah, he definitely is. What he's doing coming off the bench is amazing. Like his home court shooting percentage on the 3-point line is like 64% or something like that at home. Like that is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible on the road, but
yeah, I was about to say, yeah, don't bring up that rule.
Yeah, but man, it's just like it's crazy, man. And then like Melo is single-handedly keeping the Lakers in these games. He's winning them. I think that like they probably could have won a couple of these games if Russ made better last-minute decisions and got Melo more involved instead of trying to be the hero. Because it seems like Melo's here for this moment. Right now, yes, he is 6th man of the year.
For me, I don't think so. I mean, he's in the conversation. I think right now there's 3 guys.
Definitely.
Tyler Hero, Alex Caruso, and Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
I think those 3 dudes, at this point in time, if it were to stop, like, if the season were to end,
at this point, I would put Tyler Hero as the runner-up for 6th man of the year, but I would put, Tyler Hero as Carmelo Anthony as the runner-up, but Tyler Hero is the guy that I would have as my 6th man of the year.
Yeah, and like for me, again, right now, you really can't really pick a wrong answer if we're gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's one of those 3, it's really not a wrong answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I had Caruso on my second, but yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? Like, look, like Melo at times has, came off, carried this team, you know what I mean, to the point where it's like, people are legit questioning, is it possible that he's the 3rd best player on the team? Is it possible that he's better than Russ? When you have that, or then you having that conversation with a dude coming off the bench, you feel me? That's something. But I don't think it's him. I'm gonna give it. If I have to give it to someone, I might be corny. I want to say Tyler Hero, but Alex Caruso, that's my guy right there. So I think I'm gonna give it to him. You feel me?
You can't deny what Caruso is doing, though, man. Because like,
the Lakers messed up when they basically let him walk. Like they kind of give him like a little cheap deal to make it seem like they made effort, kind of like what the Packers did with OBJ. You know, they gave him something just to say, yo, you tried. You know, and I feel bad for Caruso because he wanted to stay in LA. He really did, but they didn't really value him like that. He's going to Chicago, and now he's showing, hey, yo, imagine if you had me. And if y'all had me there, potentially, you know what I mean? Me and Melo coming off the bench, who knows? You know, it could have been something nice. But as of right now, I'm going to go Alex Caruso. But again, those three guys, they're all, as of right now, they're all kind of in the mix.
You know what? I would say one thing on Caruso. It's the same thing you say about Westbrook. Neither one of them will cheat you. Like they're gonna go hard every play. The difference is Caruso, like when he's not cheating you, it's
smart.
It just works out. Yeah, like
it's smart. It's not him trying to do too much. Like he understands.
Right.
He understands when he got to go hard and when he got to chill out.
Exactly.
And that's like a perfect balance for him because when he has to go hard, this dude rips the top off. But then when he needs to chill out and pump the brakes, he got that awareness, which, you know, especially for a youngish player, bro, that's something that not a lot of guys really have.
And nobody hustles harder than that guy, man.
Right.
Right. That's a fact. He really hustles. And you know, that's not just occasionally. I mean, that's in every single game.
Yeah.
You know, you don't find that kind of consistency from sometimes you don't find that kind of consistency from your superstar players, let alone a role player. So, I mean, it's incredible to see, especially if you have a guy like that on your team. But moving on, fellas, now we're going to talk about another player who is
real quick, because I just saw this question. It's actually kind of interesting. I want to see what y'all think on it. Someone had asked, is Anthony's career done if he doesn't get a ring this season?
I think he will retire, yes, from the NBA. I think he will finally put the basketball back on the rack and be done with basketball because, I mean, at some point, you have to, give up the game that you love. I mean, this is not something that you do forever, and your body will tell you when it's time to give it up. I guess it all depends on how Carmelo Anthony is feeling next season, if he wants to go another year, because I know he is looking for his first chip, but there's a lot of NBA players who have come and gone, past and present, who have not won NBA rings, and he won't be the first, he won't be the last, but I would like to see him go out on top. I would like to see him ride off into the sunset as an accomplished player, because we know what he's done as a player, and we know that he has some of those individual accolades that has followed him throughout his NBA career. He just doesn't have that NBA championship to add to his resume. But I think it depends on how he's feeling after this season. If he doesn't retire after this season, he'll probably come back one more year and give it a shot. And after that, I think Carmelo Anthony will call it quits.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I disagree. And the only reason I think at the end of this season, it's over for him, period. I really do. I think this is like a last gasp, but we also need to understand who Carmelo Anthony is. A ring doesn't matter anymore. If we're going to be honest, like, Melo is who he is at this point. Like, if either you think he's a Hall of Famer or you don't think he is. Like, a ring won't do. It's kind of like Gary Payton. He won a ring and people don't really bring it up because it's like, you are who you were. Same thing with Jason Kidd in 2011. He was on that team. He was the starting point guard on that Dallas Mavs team. Nobody really cares. They don't. Why? Because he already was who he was. Kind of the same thing with KG in 08, kind of. When a lot of people kind of was like, he is who he is. Now, the reason I'm saying kind of is because a lot of people kind of really didn't. Was like, it is what it is, because since he left the Timberwolves, people already had this perception of him. That's why I'm saying kind of to him. But even so, like let's say Shaq won it in his last year with the Celtics, or if he won it with Phoenix, would it really change his perception? Would it change his legacy? Not really, because at the end of the day, once you get to a certain age, you are who you are. And that's kind of where Carmelo Anthony is. So, frankly, even if you winning a ring or not, I think this is his last season. And, imagine going out in your last season, even without a title, you had a solid year. You can say you was a major factor in this team. I mean, this is the best way to go out instead of you coming back next year and then all of a sudden you look how you looked in Houston and you look how you looked in over in the Thunder, and you're gonna look like how you did in the beginning of Portland. So it's kind of like, to me, at the end of the season, just hang him up, because frankly, there's nothing really left for him to play for. A ring won't really affect his legacy.
It doesn't affect his legacy, but it's just something that he wants. Like
he's searching.
You don't want to be in that Karl Malone, that
Charles Barkley.
you don't want to be in that conversation. Is Melo the greatest player not to win a ring? It's kind of crazy that we're still having had a debate over is he a Hall of Famer? Yes, Carmelo Anthony's a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. Just Olympics alone puts him in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
That's the thing, and that's the thing.
That national title in Syracuse, like that, having that on his resume propels him. Because people got to remember, it's the basketball.
It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the basketball. Yeah,
like a lot less. Like that. That's something people need to understand.
And a lot of people call it the NBA Hall of Fame, and I just don't understand why people call it the NBA Hall of Fame.
That's easy. That's easy. No, that's an easy thing, because they don't know. They're casuals. They don't understand, because they hear the NFL Hall of Fame and then think it's the NBA Hall of Fame. That's really kind of what it is. But what people don't understand is like Vladi is a Hall of Famer. Vlade Divac, he's a Hall of Famer if I'm not mistaken. And people say, "Oh, well, what about his NBA career?" But it's not just that. There's more to it. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to put you this way. If you're a coach of Team USA, you could be a college coach of Team USA. You got a gold medal. You're a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. Okay? John Calipari has the potential to be a Hall of Famer. When he took the head coaching gig as with the Nets, they were horrible. Yes. Horrible.
Yep.
He got fired. You feel me? Coach K. Are you going to tell me he's not a Hall of Famer?
Definitely in the Hall of Fame, because it's the basketball. Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's the problem.
That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
Right.
But there'll be people who would
say no.
He hasn't been in the NBA, so why is he in the Hall of Fame? That's Prior's point. But
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
that's where the ignorance comes in.
Exactly. Because the problem people having is like, if you have a guy who's gonna, who tears it up in college, that factors into your thing of being the Hall of Fame. Like LaMelo Ball, if he ends up making the Hall of Fame, he didn't go to college. But guess what? He played in Lithuania. So they're going to take that into consideration. You see what I'm saying? Like if you go, for instance, if Carmelo Anthony had went to the Shanghai Shark, like the joke that everybody said, and he came back here, guess what? Basketball Hall of Fame. It would count. You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's like the problem that people don't understand is it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. And the thing is, casuals don't get that. You feel me? They just think they think the NBA is the end all and be all, and they be forgetting that there's a whole world out there that sure the whole team top to bottom isn't what Team USA is, but stop fronting, because you feel me? Like Jokic, you know what I mean? He's from somewhere else. Joel Embiid from somewhere else. Luka Doncic from somewhere else. So there's some of these stars that are not really from here. So. It's just a thing that, they're casual and they just think it's the NBA Hall of Fame.
Exactly. Okay, fellas, we're going to move on. We're going to talk a little bit about the Memphis Grizzlies, because there's a particular player on that team who has emerged into a star. And, you guys probably know who I'm talking about. Of course, it's a no-brainer. Memphis Grizzlies' third-year guard, Ja Morant, is now widely viewed as an all-star player. The Grizzlies guard erupted to start his campaign, scoring 37, 38, and 40 points, respectively, in his first 3 games. The question I want to ask you guys, does he finally get the All-Star recognition? I'll go with Pride on this one first.
It's the West. Yeah. Like, if it was in the East, no brainer. But it's the West. I mean, I get Clay's out. I get that. On name value alone, I guarantee they're going to try to get Russ in there. I virtually guarantee it. On name alone, they're going to get Russ in.
That's the thing, man. Like, I'm not trying to cut you off, Pride, but I hate that. Name value is going to get you in. Because let's be honest, Dame is not a Hall of Famer, right? I'm not Hall of Famer. All-Star this year at this point.
And he's going to get in.
He's going to get in because of name.
He's going to get – and listen, I love Dame.
Dame's one of my favorite players. I'm not hating on Dame.
But you're right, Chris. He's not playing at an all-star level, but he's going to get in. Luka Doncic, that's another guard.
Oh, yeah.
So already, I'm looking at
Steph,
3.
And honestly –
And Steph.
I mean, so Luka and Steph are your starters, for sure.
Yes. Now who's coming off the bench?
I mean, do you put Chris Paul in off name value?
I mean
he's doing good this year.
And that's the sad part about it.
I mean, it's tough because the West is loaded.
And that's the problem. The thing is like I put Ja Morant in that Chris. Yeah, I put Ja Morant in that Chris Paul category, where it's like, damn, you should make it, but then look at everybody else. That's kind of the position he's unfortunately in.
Everyone can't make the roster, unfortunately.
And that's the sad part, man.
Look
at Devin Booker the past couple of years. Like, Devin Booker should have been selected to an All-Star team, but he's only getting in because of injuries. And I don't want that for Ja. Like, Ja should be in.
Ja should definitely be in. I agree. He's probably one of the most explosive players in the NBA right now.
Oh, my God.
He's a young stud. The guy can score so many different ways. He can knock down
LaDonna.
Yo, Sam, put this comment up. Put LBZ. My bad, John.
He can knock down the outside jump shot.
John, read this. Look at you.
Oh, wow.
Yo, she coming hard. Wow. I'm saying.
He straight roasted him. Wow.
My bad, Jonathan. Go ahead.
Wow. But
somebody answered the phone. His internet connection went out.
Back to Ja Morant, man. Y'all too much. Back to Ja Morant, man. He's a young stud. He is definitely the face of that Memphis Grizzlies franchise. And I mean, they have a superstar in the making for years to come. I mean, he's coming into his own, and the guy is just incredible to watch. I mean, every time a Memphis game comes on, I want to tune in to watch because I don't live in that market.
He's becoming must see. Yes,
he really is, man. Like they play.
So I just want to sit there and watch the game every time a Memphis Grizzlies game is naturally televised.
Like they played the Suns tonight. You know, I'm a Suns fan, and just like watching Ja's, like, wow,
right. And
you can't even boo this man.
How can you not root for this young guy? Because look, he is so scary. He's scary good, and he has the mindset of a true winner. And I mean, to me, he comes with the complete package. I just like him. He hustles on both ends of the floor. He's not only a one-sided player, but he's a two-sided player. And I mean, he definitely has the intangibles to be great. So I think he should be in the All-Star game. But if he doesn't make it, I understand. Again, like Pride said, it's the Western Conference.
But the only reason, I think the only reason he wouldn't get in though is just because of somebody like Dame or Westbrook who's going to just take his spot because they're Dame or Westbrook.
Here's the
they're more established too.
But here's the saving grace I have in that. People are now understanding that this kid is legit.
Yes, that is true.
So I'm thinking maybe they're willing to go, you know what, let's let's give this kid a little something. Because here's the thing. Look, and this is I'm gonna be honest. I did not believe in Ja Morant. I thought he was gonna be a good player. I really did. This explosion, I did not really see coming. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And I thought Zion was the guy to go with. I really did.
But remember this too, Pride, is usually the players that we least expect. It's usually players that come from smaller colleges, from smaller universities who, translate well in the NBA. And the players that come from the Dukes, the North Carolinas, the more prominent schools are the players that, I hate to say it, and dare I say it, but they turn out to be borderline busts. And they don't, maximize their full potential. That's usually how it goes.
And here's the thing with that, like, to your point. So, like, the thing with that is, if I'm not smoking, I think he went to Murray State, was it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it was something like that, right? When you're looking at the teams like that, they're looking for quantity over quality, right? Or not, I'm sorry, quality over quantity, right? And what I mean by that is they get them in and they actually develop you. Yeah. They develop you. And they're like, look, we want to win a ring. However, we want to wait 2-3 years and have you be the guy. When you go to a place like you said, Duke, like when you start going to those type of Kentucky or something like that, there's this thing where, look, bro, we're not here to develop. Like, we're here to win. So you need to be good. And what do you do great? Oh, you just dunk? All right, that's it. Because remember, RJ Barrett was with Zion. They were on the same team. They were shooting from the three. If I'm not mistaken, in the playoff, they were one of if not the worst team shooting the three ball. And they never improved. And they were like that really for the whole season. They never improved. And because that's kind of the thing. Like, when you go to one of these big name schools, they're not really thinking about developing you. It's more like, what do you do best? Now go do it. When you go to a small school, they're like, yo, look, if we can get you to be a good player, we might get some national televised games. And that's all we really here for. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's really what it comes to, Jonathan. Like, so I get what you're saying, but I really genuinely believe it's not that the school itself are bad or the players are bad, but it's just they're developing in the NBA with a let's say if we're gonna be honest, a 12th grade skill set, because they don't really you know what I mean. Those guys don't really, you know what I mean. Like they don't enhance their game, So that's kind of how I look at it.
Because a lot of those guys are just going to college because of one and done.
Yes, and that's another thing. Yes,
yeah. Like if Zion didn't have to go to college, he would have been straight out of high school to the NBA.
100%.
Done rule. So yeah, you're right. Like somebody like Ja does have to go to a school to develop his game a little bit more. So when he comes in, he's already has a high, a different mentality on it. He knows I had to work for it. Let me get in here and bust my ass and continue to improve every game.
Who was that made that comment now? Damon,
yes. And here's the thing with that.
I disagree on that because the Pro Bowl is more of a joke. The NBA All-Star Weekend is one of the most exciting exhibition weekends in all of sports.
Yeah. And on top of that, you also got to take into consideration that, like, they be reaching because in the Pro Bowl, remember, if you're in the Super Bowl, you don't play. And on a technicality, you don't make the Pro Bowl on a technicality. You know what I mean? On the legit roster, I'm talking about.
And in the NBA, you get to see all the stars.
Right.
In the NBA All-Star game. And then you have the other festivities, the Saturday night events, like the skills competition.
Right.
The slam dunk.
Also, and real quick, Chris, not to say that they don't get credit for it. I'm talking about actually going out and playing. They're not on the actual roster. Like, they still have the accolade on their name and on their resume. Mm-hmm. But in terms of actually going out and playing.
Yeah, like people are turning down going to the Pro Bowl. Like, they'll get selected. Yeah. Nah, I'm good. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Who's turning down the All-Star nod?
Nobody.
People get pissed when I get All-Star nod.
And let me ask you a question.
It's also the fact because the Pro Bowl is played during a time that everyone is hyped up for the Super Bowl.
It's just something they give you to wait for the Super Bowl because there's that 1 week that nothing happens.
It's like an appetizer,
That's
but
it.
Yeah.
one that doesn't taste good.
And then here's the thing to compare it. I'm gonna end it with this. When we always talk about NBA All-Star snubs. When's the last time we said anything about a Pro Bowl snub?
Oh man, it's
Ooh,
been
wow.
since the 90s, maybe. The early
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
really talk about Pro Bowl snubs because if a guy doesn't make the Pro Bowl, everyone always goes, "Yeah, it doesn't matter." Now,
Right,
if a
right,
dude
right.
doesn't make the NBA All-Star, like, think about it. Every year when the
Every
roster
time.
drops, the
Yeah.
first question, who's a snub? That's
Yeah.
how you know. That's how you know it's legit.
Yeah,
And then, like, I mean, I would have agreed maybe a couple of years ago when, Steph is laying down to let somebody dunk over him. But since the Kobe thing has happened, the 24-point rule, like, it's exciting to watch now, too. Like, these guys are actually out there competing again.
yeah. Like you saw 3 years ago when I covered it in Los Angeles, I was there with credentials, and when they
Flex.
they
Back,
changed.
talk to him, John.
Get that flex, John.
He's like, I was credentialed. Respect.
Okay. So that's the year they changed the format.
Mhm.
That's the year that it was Team LeBron versus Team Giannis.
Yep.
Since they implemented that format, it became more exciting, and I really enjoyed that All-Star game because you actually had guys playing defense. You had guys hustling for the loose
Yes.
ball. You had guys playing as if the game actually count. You didn't see slam dunk after slam dunk after slam dunk. You didn't see these guys attempting silly shots,
Yep.
shots that were ill-advised. They actually went out there and played their hardest. They played as if it was a game 7 of an NBA Finals.
Yep.
So I think the format change has kind of helped. I think the fact that they are now teams like Team LeBron, Team Giannis, it makes the game more exciting. And now more people are actually engaged. They take the time to watch the game because I know I have enjoyed it the last few years. So the NBA All-Star Game is hands down the most exciting weekend in all of sports.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's a comment here, and it sums it up perfectly. The NBA All-Star Game is star-studded on and off the court with a good number of A-list entertainers. The NFL Pro Bowl, not so much, and that basically sums it up in its entirety. Like
Ricky's comment is on point.
It really is. It really is, because if you think about it, like, the reason people respect it is because there's a buzz not only between the fans and the actual league, but also media, like stars out there who will comment and say things and then pull up.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like
That
stuff matters. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
It does. And the NBA has done a great job in marketing the game.
Yes, they have.
Branding itself. And that's huge. That really matters. That's why baseball has, lagged. That's, the NFL is going to be a prominent sport no matter what. It's just an American sport that people enjoy watching. But the NBA, what I mean is that they know how to market their stars.
Mhm.
And I think that has, helped with the viewership and people, wanting to watch the All-Star game. But we're gonna move on, fellas. We're gonna move on to the next topic because our time is running short here. The next topic I want to talk to you guys about is the best teams to not win a championship. Now that's any team. That could be back in the 90s. That could be back in the 80s.
I think there's only really one answer.
Before my time, maybe even in sometime in the 2000s. What
I
is
think
your
that's who
take?
Pride's talking about, but I want to go with a different one. I'm gonna let you go first, Pride.
I mean,
Okay, go for it, Pride. Tell us.
like I said, I think this is clear cut. It's the Warriors, 73-19, who ended up dropping the 3-1 lead. I think that. I mean, you can make a case for some of the Utah Jazz teams that unfortunately had to go play against Mike. There's some other teams you can make a case. I mean, like the Miami Heat in 2011. Like they should have won, and let's call it what it is. And I'm a fan of his. LeBron choked it, and we got to be honest, and we got to lay it on him. But I just think when you really look at the Golden State Warriors, they were head, shoulders, knees, and toes above everybody else. And like, it really was a matter of not who's going to beat them, how many games will it take? When you're having that conversation, and it's to the point where people are saying you're blessed to get one game in a finals, you're already on a very special level. And then on top of that, going 7-3-9, you know, like doing that. And on top, they were chasing it too. Like, they knew and they were chasing it, and then they decimated the playoffs too. We got, you know, that's something people kind of forget about that year. When the playoffs, it was like, it didn't get any easier at all. It really didn't. You know, like, they were still kind of coasting, and then they were up 3-1. And then, you know, people say, oh, it was suspension. But again, Draymond doesn't average. I think they lost that game by like, what, 15? They lost it by double digits. And Draymond doesn't average that. But if he does, God bless him. But when he came back, they still ended up losing. So me personally, I think that, in my opinion, the clear-cut answer has to be the 7-3-9 Golden State Warriors. I don't even want to say the year. That's how you know you're in the category. When no one cares about the year, and instead of saying the 2011 Miami Heat, instead of saying that, instead of saying the 90s, like, let's say like the 96 Jazz or something, instead of saying that, we go the 7-3-9 Warriors. I think that puts them in a special category. Chris, I'm curious to see where you go with it, because you already read my mind. You knew what I was going to say.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe, listen, bro, if anyone here watches wrestling, bro, maybe I'm being a casual mark. Maybe, but so maybe that's the case. But Chris, who you got as the greatest team?
I'm just gonna be biased on mine, just because I was a huge fan with the 17-18 Rockets. That team with Chris Paul and James Harden, you know, the Chris Paul injury. I think they take out the Warriors that year. They take out the Warriors and they go beat the Cavs. They don't sweep the Cavs, but they beat the Cavs in like 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Paul was hungry that year, man. That what was it?
He was
the hamstring. The hamstring.
Yeah, for him, it was his hamstring.
Yeah, the hamstring took him out on a dumb play. He shouldn't even been in the game at that time. You good? Yeah.
I almost died.
Oh,
I know,
man.
Cap, I almost died.
Chair
I
broke?
almost died. No, it broke. It's like, so my chair, right? It's got this pin, right, where I can put it in, and it's, you know, it doesn't lean back or whatever. I forgot I took the pin out, right? So I'm sitting close to my desk and I'm leaning back. My knee hit my desk, and like everything kind of went up a couple inches and dropped. I almost died. Rest in peace to me. Rest in pistols to me, your boy. I'm scared.
Someone here's been over dramatic. You survived.
I don't know, man.
Look here. Look,
I looked at my guy's eyes, dude. They thought he was gone.
Let me tell you something, John.
You don't even need a Band-Aid. You're good.
No, but let me tell you something. When that happens and you see the camera shifting and you look like, whoa, and Chris stops talking about whoa, and then you got dudes in the comments mentioning it, ain't no dramatic to that, bro.
No, that wasn't dramatic. Come on,
like, I'm
Jay.
saying, bro. Like, come on, bro. Someone talking about y'all gotta clip that. Like, come on, son. I'm not being dramatic, bro.
I'm out here. I saw my boy going, man. I tried to reach and grab him, man. Tried to help.
But I'm good. But Chris, my bad, Chris.
You good, man? But no, man. Like that Rockets team, dude. Like, to me, that was one of the best assembled teams, because they were only assembled for one goal in mind: beat Golden State.
Yes, and like you said,
so damn close.
And listen, I'm one of the people. Again, I hate playing this game, but I give them a legit chance of beating Golden State if he didn't get injured. Now, again, we can't play that what-if game, but I give them a solid chance. Whether or not they win, I don't know, but I give them a solid chance. Because like you said, they were built for one team specifically. They knew they could beat every team. They did it for one team specifically, and it was Golden State. And
you know what?
They almost
I hold that on James Harden's legacy. Because, like, you had 2 games to do it. You're up 10, and then what do? 27 straight threes. Come on, man. Like, I know he didn't miss all of them, but still, like, y'all missed 27 straight threes.
Mm-hmm. That's that was bad.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, that's poor coaching.
Yep.
Just everything, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think for me, it's top to bottom.
Shot selection.
Yes.
That's.
I think top to bottom, it was just horrible. Top to bottom from everybody. Yeah, from everybody. From everybody.
Collectively.
Yeah. There's a question in the comments that I kind of want to bring up, but before it gets brought up, Jonathan, what team is on your mind?
Ooh, this is tough for me. Can I go with the 2004 Lakers? Because that year I was I was a senior in high school. Okay?
Was that the Malone Payton team?
Yes. And I was really, really hoping that they would win because that was my senior year in high school, and I wanted to see the Lakers win in 2004. And you know what? They kind of had a tough run throughout the playoffs. It was some rough patches there for the Lakers in that playoff that year. But the Pistons, man, no one really had the Pistons winning that series.
Nobody. No, honestly, there was some Detroit Piston fans that I know, and they watched it and they said
they didn't even. And you had the PA announcer saying every night, Detroit basketball. I mean, that's one of the best, things you will hear in the NBA. But
what did they win that series? Like 4-1 or something? It wasn't
close.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't close. It was convincing.
It wasn't close. It was very convincing. It was a major upset in NBA sports, in NBA history.
Yes.
And I'm not taking anything away from Detroit because they had a pretty good team. They had Richard Hamilton. They had Tayshaun Prince.
Chauncey Billups. I think Ben Wallace was there.
Ben Wallace was on that team who just recently entered the Hall of Fame. So you had guys that could play. But the Lakers were built.
But way better. Come on. Yeah, there's no debate. They were way better.
They had 4 All-Stars on the team. You had Gary Payton, who was a seasoned veteran, who came from the 90s when he played in Seattle, and then you had Karl Malone, and then you had Shaq, and of course Kobe.
That's the part that blows my mind. It was Shaq and Kobe.
That team,
and that's still prime Shaq. That's still prime Shaq.
But that team on paper was the best team in the NBA. And they were supposed to win that championship, and they lost. Lost. So to me, that's the best team to not win a ring.
And honestly, I'm not even mad at that pick because, like you said, my thing is, if they were to go 7 gritty games, I mean, you can give them a slap. The fact that it wasn't convincing to the point where, like, you got the commentators on there saying, "Bro, we're witnessing history."
Yeah,
and it's not the generic line talking about, "Oh yeah, we won," it's a championship. They understood that, bro, this team should not be in this position. And referring to the Pistons, they should not be close. They should have never have had the lead. They should have never. And I'm talking about in terms of overall games, they should have never had the lead. And the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, it was 4-1. So again, 5 games with, like I said, Shaq in his prime.
A team playing with house money.
Right.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that's really what it was. Because the thing is, people were saying they were going to get smoked in 3. That's how bad it was. And the Pistons understood. And that's what I think kind of helped them a lot. Because they were like, look, if we're going to lose, it is what it is.
It was them against the world.
I'm like, yo.
And they showed the entire world that they could play, that they could hang with the Lakers, and they did more than hung with them. They beat them.
But it's crazy though, if you look at that, though,
they literally obliterated the Lakers.
Yes,
I mean, how many times when you can say that a team out of the starting lineup, out of the 10 players on the starting lineup, one team has the 4 best, and the 4
and
top.
lose.
Yeah, and then lose
Exactly.
Yep. And on top of that, there's also like a few other teams you can mention.
Let's make it quick. Let's make it quick, Pride, because we gotta wrap this up. And plus, I want to see the rest of the Laker game.
It just started, Jay.
Go ahead, Pride. Say what you guys say.
I don't want to talk no more.
But hey, man, we gotta be nice to Pride, man. My boy almost died tonight.
They always mean to me, bro. They hate me. But you can say a couple of the Spurs teams. Someone in the comments said the 2001 San Antonio Spurs. I think you could say they're in the conversation for that. I mean, me personally, I don't know. I mean, I just personally think we do need to mention at least one of the Jazz teams that, you know, that MJ stopped or the Bulls had stopped. You know what I mean?
Which one? The 97 or 98 team?
98.
I'm going the 96, 97. Was it 96, 97?
Well, because 98, no, because the 90, no, it was 97 actually. Because 97, didn't the Jazz have a lead in that series?
But they still lost.
They still lost, but
Right.
I think Game 5 they put the Bulls like close to elimination. I think, if I'm correct. It's been so long.
I think that was the
thought that was the
98
second
one
time.
because they
I thought that was the
almost
second time.
won because that was Jordan's, walk-off shot.
That
right?
was
Yeah.
Jordan. That was Jordan's game where he played with the flu. Game 5.
No. When he hit that walk-off shot, I could have sworn.
That was
Because if
game
he would have
six.
missed, they would have had to
retired.
play 7.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, when he
So
hit
that
that
was the
shot,
year they were the
Game
closest.
6. But game
Yeah.
4 is when Utah kind of scared the Bulls a little bit.
I think I swear that was the second one.
Had them on their heels.
That was the
I
second one.
I think that was the second time they played.
Yeah, that was the second time. That team was,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about the first. I'm
Okay.
talking about the first time.
It's
the
been
first
so
time.
long ago. I remember those games vividly. That was some fun time for the NBA. That
Yeah.
was really, that was my childhood. And Michael Jordan was my guy. So I never really missed a Bulls game back then. Because I
Right.
just loved Michael Jordan. I mean, I was madly obsessed with him. You guys can see that behind me. I loved
Yeah.
him in his shoes. I loved his jerseys. I loved his trading cards.
Love his
I
breath.
try to imitate him on a basketball court at recess. I mean, I was just infatuated with Michael Jordan. He was my dude growing up.
I know we're about to wrap it up, but I just one more team because this is what I really thought of when I asked the question. The 02 Kings. The one that gave the Lakers,
The last time they've been like,
yeah.
Yes,
frankly, relevant in
Near the
terms
Lakers
of
beat them.
playoffs or like legit.
Yeah.
Someone just said the 2008 Cavaliers.
That was LeBron and like some
Right,
hot
that was
buckets.
just
nah.
That was just Bron. That was
That
just
team
Bron.
just overachieved.
That
Yeah,
was
nah,
LeBron.
100%.
Larry Hughes was on that team, right? And
Yeah, like Boobie Gibson and
Yeah. And, I think Mo Williams was on there.
Anderson, Virgil, or whatever.
Yeah.
that was just a team that
No,
overachieved.
no.
Nah,
Yeah.
they would have been one of the worst teams to win if they would have, to be honest. But
100%. Yeah, if you take LeBron out of that, bro, like that, they don't even know what the
Yeah,
playoffs
LeBron
is.
basically dragged that team to the finals.
Literally. So
Bunch of cast-offs and misfits.
right, and
Yeah.
so I don't think that. But like I said, I mean, I do think one team that does also need to be mentioned. I said before, the Miami Heat 2011, because it really came down to the fact. And listen, I love the man, that's my guy, but Bron let it down. You feel me? But like I said, I just think it's the Golden State Warriors. I think it has to be going 73-9, being up 3-1, and then choking it. The next 3 games, you're choking it, and then the final game is on your home court. Like that's the part that people kind of don't mention. The Cavaliers, the game 7 was in Oracle.
bro, I forgot
You got
that.
Mike Breen screaming, Cleveland is now a city of champions. And instead of you seeing the wine red, bro, it's that bright yellow. It's the bright yellow. Rumor has it when they knocked down the stadium, the confetti from there was still up there waiting. True story. That's what I heard. Rumor has it that confetti was still waiting to be dropped. Like they would, bro. I think that to me, bro, it's got to be that Warriors team. But I mean, the one you said about the Lakers and the Rockets, those are compelling arguments. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Well, fellas, we reached the end of our show. We have finally crossed the finish line, fellas. And I just want to say once again, it was a pleasure to have you on, Pride, and it was a pleasure to be joined by you two as well, Chris. It's too bad Aaron had to go, but I understand how life can be. Life can get in the way. You know, fatherhood is the best thing in the world. I can sit here and literally say that. Fatherhood, I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason for my drive right now as a podcaster is because of her. I want a better life for her, and I feel like I could get it through podcasting. So she's a big part of my why and why I do this. But fellas, it was a great show. Thanks for coming on, and I want to thank our viewers out there, all our listeners and all our followers. Thank you guys so much. Please give this show a thumbs up and follow us at the ASAP Network, ASAP Network. Follow us on Facebook. You can even check out our website, ASAP Network. You could follow us there. We are flattered, and we are truly honored and blessed to have a privilege to do this show for you guys. But fellas, for Jonathan Mathis and Pride and Chris, you guys have a good night. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Yes, sir.
It was a pleasure, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.